and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that KG Outlaw, Waylon Jennings. It is the weekly purchases, and a massive week this week. We're going to have multiple rounds, and you know me, Todd, I go multiple rounds no matter where it is, of course, as we know. But we're going to go hard and heavy in the back half. We got the question of the week with the mail girl, Angie, playing all the hits. The definition here on this San Diego Comic-Con weekend eve. San Diego Comic-Con begins this Wednesday with preview night. Be on the lookout for coverage here on the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Probably doing daily toy news videos around San Diego Comic-Con, as you can imagine. But before we get to more of the jibber jabber here, let's thank the sponsor of the weekly purchases. It is our friends over there at Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Not sure if they have any left by now, but they got the brand new Mythic Legions wave. I was in there Friday picking some stuff up, and man, they had stuff everywhere. They were shipping out 1 million orders. Kudos to them, turning and burning, getting those out immediately. Quick turnaround over there at Jay's, even quicker for me because it's local to me. But shout out to Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Doing all kinds of stuff, and even in a bigger plot twist, this week, they did unveil their brand new website, so check it out, give them their feedback, whatever, but they got a brand new website. Always something going on over there at Jay's. Use code Kyle, save yourself 15% once again. So playing all the hits is what we're doing. Playing all the hits on the Kyle Peterson Show podcast as well. Episode 68 this week. Next week, episode 69, probably already on Patreon for the Patreon YouTube channel memberships right now. But we do have the podcast there. And speaking of the podcast feed, I have been putting the toy news videos and any toy news update videos on my podcast feed. So if you're mowing the yard, you're doing a workout in the gym or something like that, you can listen to the podcast version of the toy news each and every week. So I am putting those up there. And then that does go along with the San Diego Comic-Con coverage this week. I will put those episodes on the podcast feed. So if for some reason you don't want to see my beautiful Jerry Reed shirt, you don't want to see my beautiful face, you got options out there. It's always good to keep your options open. And Todd McFarlane, I know that better than anybody. Always keep your options open. And I've got a lot of options right now. I got some forks in the road, Todd McFarlane. Maybe we'll get to those one day on the channel. Maybe we won't. You never know what might happen. Always keep you guessing. Always keep them guessing there. But as I said, San Diego Comic-Con around the corner. Huge toy news update yesterday. Check that out. Plenty of unboxings to keep you busy. 4 videos a day between both YouTube channels, as you guys know. But we will do San Diego Comic-Con coverage this week, diving into everything we collect here on the channel. He-Man, G.I. Joe, Marvel, DC, McFarlane Toys, Big Rubber Guys, LJNs, you name it, everything that's there we will cover. Should be some surprises. I'm sure Power Town will be there in full effect. We heard yesterday about their David the Gnome toy line. Oh, David the Gnome, Tom Bosley, finally getting the respect he deserves in action figure form. Going to be playing all the hits with that one. But I'm hoping for some good surprises. As I said yesterday in the toy news, the last couple of years for San Diego Comic-Con, a lot of these companies have kind of tipped their hands a little bit, and we see a lot of things that we already knew were coming. There's not a lot of surprises. So I'm hoping this year we get some better surprises. We'll see. We'll just have to wait. But this time next week, we'll know everything. We'll see what's going on there. And like I said, again, we're going to cover it here on the channel. So be on the lookout for a lot of videos. And I'm sure I'll do a recap video and maybe a video of my top 5 favorite things from San Diego. We'll see. We'll do a lot of those videos and a lot of videos coming to the channel, as you can imagine, between all the unboxings, news videos, and all points in between. And you're going to see a lot of stuff later here in the weekly purchases. But before we get to that, we got to bring in the mail girl. It's time for Angie. It's time for the question of the week. All right, it's time for the question of the week, and that means only one thing. It is the mail girl, Angie. Angie, say hello.
Hello.
We are in a different spot here today for the question of the week. Normally, we're at the table, the question of the week, but let me tell you, things have been busy around these parts. They've been extremely busy. Angie, she's got a lot of different things she has to get to. She's got a lot of appointments, a lot of things, and I said, Angie, let's just do the question of the week before we do our podcast. So that's what we're doing here today. A little change of scenery, something like that. And if you like this set, you like a little bit more of this, guess what? The Kyle Peterson Show, available every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. Check it out if you haven't. This is the set from the studio, of course.
Gorge.
Of course. So there it is, Angie. That's it. Have we said it all? Yeah. Angie, how are you? Tell us all in great detail.
I'm tired.
Angie's usually one, like if you ask her a question, like if Angie asks me a question, let me give you a 5-minute answer. That's what it is. You ask Angie, hey, Angie, what's going on today? Nothing. How you been?
I'm a yes, no, maybe so.
Good. Are you hungry? Probably. Are you tired? Yeah.
Always.
What do you think about the world today? Don't.
And it's like gloomy and rainy, so it's getting me even more. Well,
I'm looking out the window. I see no rain.
It's sprinkly. It's overcast.
Angie's lost her mind, folks. She's lost her mind. Are you ready, Angie?
No.
She's not ready. I don't know. But Angie, it is, if you're going to watch the podcast this week, it's a special episode 69, Angie's favorite number. So it's a wild one. So check out the podcast on more of that. We got a lot to talk about here. Of course, San Diego Comic-Con week as we're approaching right now. But Angie, it is time for the question of the week. And as usual, you want to be the question of the week, put it in the comments down below. And you too could be the question of the week. But this week's question, and a plot twist, comes to Miss Angie here. Angie, what is the question of the week?
K Ford 13. Question of the week. Will she be entering the year's husband calling contest at the Iowa State Fair? I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of it?
No.
So
I have no idea what that is.
At the state fair every year, they have a husband calling contest where a wife gets up on stage and does their greatest call to get their husband from the fields or whatever. If they're out doing some farming, some working with their hands, it's, Kyle.
Oh,
they do like stuff like that. I think that would be a good idea for us to go. We usually try to go to the fair. It's a big deal. A lot of people say Minnesota State Fair is the biggest. A lot of people say the Iowa. We try to dabble. We try to dabble in the fair life. It's not necessarily our life, but we like to dabble. We like to play fair for a day. And I think we should go the day of the husband calling contest. I think that would be great thing. And you get up on that stage and you do your best Kyle calls.
I just do the little triangle bell.
They do that for you, I think. But you gotta that defeats the purpose of a calling contest, as the bell does nothing to call. You gotta use your voice.
How do I even call for you when I want to call for you?
You don't.
That's
the thing. You've never reached out. You even have my phone number. I don't know if you even return my calls or texts ever. It's a wild thing.
I just handle it.
I don't know what you handle.
I just handle it.
I don't know what you do. But I think we got our answer here that Angie will not be involved in any shape or form with the husband calling contest. I think it would be good for your personal development. And Angie, just before here, she was getting a mid-year review. That's what I had one today. I said, Angie, I should give you a mid-year review. And you start with the positive, 3 positives, and then 3 things to work on. And that's what I started to do with you.
And you just wouldn't stop with the things to work on.
No. I think I started with the 3 positives, and then I only got to 1 to work on. But yeah, that's a Patreon exclusive. Maybe that'll be the Patreon exclusive video for the month of July. It'll be Angie's mid-year performance review from me. I'd say, Angie, here's where I think you got things to work on. Here's what you're doing extremely well. I think it'll be great. It'll be a good learning development for you. It's all about learning development. It's all about education, really, at the end of the day.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. But Angie, there it is. That is the question of the week. You got anything else? I'm guessing no?
No.
No, she does not. She will not be in the husband calling contest. But if you want to be question of the week next week, put it in the comments down below. But now it's time for the weekly purchases. All right, time to dive into the weekly purchases. Got multiple rounds, 3 or 4 rounds this week. It's an expensive week around these parts here. And it's not the first time I go 3 or 4 rounds. I do it on a regular basis. But we're going to dive into it here. And we're going to start the weekly purchases with some things that have already been unboxed on the channel. So hopefully you saw the videos on the channel. Hopefully you checked them out. As sometimes if I have some time, I'll get ahead on some things. And that's what I did this week. But we got Moss Man, Ram Man 2-pack. That's a video to check out. I don't know. I'm still a little bit confused on this pack. That's what we're going to say. Check out the review if you missed it. We did get this. No confusion with this one. The truth was there. As ugly as it is, guys, I had to tell the truth. It is the Hydro Viper G.I. Joe Classified Series. Of course, the father of Duke was the first Hydro Viper. Spilling the tea, as the kids say about that one. Check out the review for more on that. Ho, tough guy. Hacksaw Jim Duggan Ultimate through the door this week. It will be a top 10 ultimate of 2026. There's no doubt in my mind. Absolutely love this one. Check out the review. We got the Sentinel, of course, Rob Halford himself, KK Downing, Ian Hill, maybe. Scott Travis, could be. Glenn Tipton, why not? Let's get them all in there. Ripper Owens, I don't think it's Ripper Owens, but we do got this. Already unboxed it on Kyle Peterson 2.0, the Sleeper second channel. You better subscribe. Getting dangerously close to 10,000 subscribers on that second channel. When we do hit that, there's going to be a good giveaway. And we're dangerously close on this channel to 60,000 subscribers. Once we get there, we're going to do a giveaway around that as well. Hits keep on coming. I may have shown this last week as a whoa, 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 stop the clock. Now it's like coming back to me. But maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But it is the McFarlane Toys, Harley Quinn, Joker, the deluxe pack, of course, the Kickstarter, whatever you want to call it. I did get that through the door this week. I also got Toraton from the Powers of Grayskull here, a 4-armed creature playing all the hits for me. You know how we do around here. So I got both of those through the door as well. Now the hits keep on coming in the other direction over here, and some controversy with this as well, and we're going to get down to it first. First, you know me, I'm a little stinger. We got Sting from the AEW Collect Major line, Pro Wrestling Tees exclusive series. A lot of negativity around this line, and we're going to talk about it here in a second when we get through it. We got Sting through the door. Got Will Ospreay through the door as well. I did pre-order the whole set, as you know. But I pre-ordered the whole set, and what came my way with that set was the Chase Adam Hangman Page. Now, apparently 250 of these were made. Pro Wrestling Tees let that slip. It was completely random, and I know how it goes. I've been accused of it because I did do a video, a blind box unboxing on my social media, where I unboxed these, and they were all individually boxed, very well packaged by Pro Wrestling Tees. But people did say, oh, they took care of Kyle, they take care of the influencers and stuff. Collect Major didn't have it. They shipped it to Pro Wrestling Tees. I don't know anybody at Pro Wrestling Tees, but I can tell you it was random. And if it wasn't random, nobody clued me in on it. Nobody clued me, I would tell you. But I did get the Hangman Chase, so I pulled that on my own. I was obviously very happy about that. And then I did get Tony Storm, the regular edition Tony Storm there. But now we get a little plot twist action here, as I did track down 2 more I was missing from this set. Just today, literally hours ago, I got the Tony Storm Chase, and I got the regular Hangman Adam Page. Now, I am going to be the first one to tell you, probably not the first, but I'm going to say it again. I didn't like it with Axe and Smash Demolition when Collect Major did it the first go around with the Chase, because the worst part about these is they're limited edition. The order is the order. What if you don't want the Chases? What if you want all the regular editions? Now you got a Chase, which, okay, you can sell it, make money back, buy it, whatever, but that's a whole rigmarole. I don't like this. Just put up a limited amount of Chases, say they're going up at 9 a.m., whatever it is, let them sell out. If there's 500, they're going to go fast. We know how it goes. But I don't like this game here, and I don't like paying up on this. Now, I did work out a deal with a good friend of the channel, Dougie. If you guys are in collector groups, you know Dougie. He lives around me, so we got to save all the fees, got to save all the shipping, all that kind of fun stuff. So we worked together. He was selling these. I scratched his back, and then he scratched mine. That's what happened. But I ended up working out a deal where I basically got Adam Hangman Page regular edition for retail, and I had to pay up for the Chase edition here. I am not sure what's going to happen with Series 2. Maybe we'll find out at San Diego Comic-Con. I am not a fan of this Chase game with this AEW thing, or at least how it's being done. I hope there's changes to it. I hope they do something. If it is going to be random like this, I'm probably going to bow out of the Chases. If I get them, great. If I don't, I'm just not going to be a completionist. And they'll be the first to tell you, don't be a completionist. But it's a bad message to say that, because you want your fan base to want to try to be a completionist. You want them to feel like they could be one if they could. And you're taking that power away from them in some way. So it's a dicey situation. I see all the angles, as I always do. I put the business hat on. But me personally, speaking for me, I'm not a fan of the Chases here. Give everybody an opportunity, sell them separate, variants, whatever it may be. But the random nature here, like they did with the Demolition, I was never a fan of that. I'm not a fan of it right here. That being said, I did secure them, so it is what it is. And that's a long-winded round number 1. But now we got to move on to round number 2. All right, time for the second round of weekly purchases here. We're going to start with something a little bit strange this week. Stick with me. I went to Dave's Hot Chicken, my favorite chicken place as of right now. I've been to them all, but we just recently got another Dave's Hot Chicken a little closer to my house. Went there this week, got the Dave's Hot Chicken meal, got the Wolverine figure, so I was pretty happy about that. What am I going to do with this? I have no idea, but I did enjoy some Dave's Hot Chicken. Pick up the Wolverine, check out them, of course. I also went to the antique store. I did that video on the channel in the last week or so. Check it out. I did pick this one up. Something I have wanted since I was a very little kid. And I'll never forget my dad saying, no, Kyle, we're not getting Chuck Norris. And I was like a young Jonathan Brandis is what I was. I was really like a young Jonathan Brandis. You ever seen Sidekicks? That was like me and Chuck Norris. I'd hit that inhaler. No, I didn't have an inhaler, but I dreamed of one. But I always wanted to get into the Chuck Norris Karate Commandos line. Never got to. My dad said, you got too many collections. We're not getting another one. So I admired from afar, much like Cops, of course, and some others. But I did pick up Chuck Norris there. It was like $10 and like 15% off on sale. I said, you know what? It's time for Chuck Norris to come home. And I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Not sure where he's going to go. But this is something I always admired as a little kid. Perfect desk display item for me, maybe. But Chuck Norris here today. Now we're going to get into some He-Man and the Masters Universe. How about a little Sketch Edition Skeletor available at Target right now? Pick that bad boy up. Always fun to get a new Skeletor figure. Speaking of Skeletor, I got this one for $20. It is the Virgil Abloh collection. Now, I do have 2 videos up on Patreon. They've been there for a while. Eventually, we'll release them on traditional YouTube, but maybe not. It could be a long time. There's like 50 Classic Superstars videos on Patreon if you want to go back and watch those that have not been on traditional YouTube. And I should speak of that, Todd McFarlane. People are always like, Kyle, because I say in the video, I just released a 3-pack with Jake the Snake, Bulldog, Coco Beware. I said, man, I hope one day Mattel gets Coco Beware. People don't look at the date. It was originally posted 3 years ago. You can tell it's an old video if you see my hair like over here or something like that. But there's a lot of Classic Superstars content on Patreon as exclusive. And I still got a few videos that have been edited for years that are on YouTube. I just haven't even put them on Patreon. So one of these days I'll get over on that. But there's plenty of bonus content over there. So speaking of bonus content, there's 2 videos of He-Man and Battle Cat in this edition. Now I got Skeletor to add to the fun. We'll get around to it with a little chocolate action here. Long game pays off. I said I'd only get this if it went to clearance. Well, my day was lucky today. I got this Roton for $11 at Target. Normally $42, $37, $38, something like that. $11, that's the right price for me. Picked up the Roton. So we'll unbox that maybe on Kyle Peterson 2.0. The Origin hits keep on coming. Man-at-Arms and Triclops. Picked up both these guys at my local Target once again. More Origin figures as we build out the movie shelf, I guess, here for the future. Hits keep on coming. Probably should have done this one a little bit earlier. It's the Extreme Big Rubber guys. Raven through the door to enjoy his friends Tommy Dreamer and Sabu. Put those guys together. Quote the way Raven, nevermore, looking very good here. So another Big Rubber guy to get around to. And Big Rubber guy adjacent, I did find the one-man gang, a.k.a. Jelly Roll. And in a plot twist, Todd McFarlane, Jelly Roll's in town right now. He's actually at my alma mater performing tonight with Post Malone. You think I'm going? Heck no, I wouldn't be caught dead at that concert. But maybe you like Jelly Roll. I'm not a Jelly Roll guy. I'm not sure why I have this in my collection. I guess I don't really have anything against Jelly Roll. It's just not my cup of tea. It's just not my cup of tea. He's not Jerry Reed. He's not Iron Maiden. He's not Motorhead. He's not Slayer. He's not Judas Priest. You know what I like. You like what you like. You don't what you don't. But I do like the one-man gang posing on this one here. But we'll get around to this one eventually on the channel there. Jelly Roll hitting stores right now at Target. And the hits keep on coming for wrestling. Monday Night Wars, the shippers are hitting. I just missed one barely, but I got a couple of the scraps left over. I got the Hulkster, so I got a little Hulkster scrap. And then I got Headbanger Thrasher. Now, what kind of animal? There was 2 Thrashers, no Moshes. What kind of animal takes a Mosh without a Thrasher? I don't understand it. Unless Mosh lives around me and wants them for his personal collection, I can't understand it. It's like getting Matt Hardy without Jeff Hardy and their matching gear or whatever. But it is what it is. Got Thrasher on the hunt for Mosh, on the hunt for Bryan Adams. I'll track him down eventually. And then an impulse purchase hit me this week at Target. I was planning on passing, but you had me at not a hairy bipedal creature, but a bipedal creature lizard, something like that. Crocodile, whatever, Batman Killer Croc, Mattel DC line, the Kids Core line. I'm trying to stay out of this line, and I might sleep on it for another couple of days. I might even take this one back, but I really want to get into that Killer Croc figure. We'll see what ends up happening, but I did pick that one up. This is hitting Targets right now as well. But that is round number 2 of the weekly purchases. Now it's time for round number 3. Time for a quick round number 3, and then we'll jump into a little bit bigger round number 4. But round number 3 brings us back to the Masters of the Universe, the Powers of Grayskull, Lady Slither, of course, their Creations exclusive. Where's the snake layer? Hopefully that's around the corner. But I am pretty disappointed from Mattel. It is, I understand it, but I got this packaging all damaged to me. Now, normally I don't get too worked up about it, but this is, of course, like a crowdfunding figure. So this one, to me, should come minty because a lot of people will keep it in box and a lot of people will unbox it, but also keep the box because it is limited. It is the Creations exclusive, whatever, timed Kickstarter, whatever you want to call it. So a little bit disappointed, a lot bit disappointed on this one, as it is pretty much beat up here. It almost looks like it got wet. That's how it looks. I don't know. You just don't cry over spilled milk or something. I don't know what the story is. Also found this at Target this week. It's Jeff the Shark, Venom, Marvel Rivals. Not sure what to think about this. Never played this game in my life. I love Venom. The Shark's kind of cool. We'll dive into it on the channel as we usually do. Hits keep on coming, this time to Walmart. In Walmart Online, I ordered these. Had them canceled multiple times. Finally got them delivered this week. It is Street Fighter Yokozuna edition. How about Street Fighter Dirty Dominic Mysterio? I feel like I need 2 of this version. I might play the long game, get a clearance one in the future, so I can display both looks. We'll see what happens there. And last but certainly not least, the Ultimate Warrior. Of course, I ordered 2 of these Ultimate Warriors, hoping I could keep one mint in box. I'll find one eventually and keep it mint on box, but it came in an envelope, both of them in there, both of them absolutely demolished, so gonna have to take the other one back, or maybe I'll do it as a giveaway in August, maybe for the Patreon. That could be an option too. So we'll see what happens there. But I got the Ultimate Warrior through the door there. And last thing for round number 3, Target exclusive Hall of Champions 4-pack. Unboxed this on the channel already. Check out the unboxing if you did miss it. So there's round number 3. We got one more left. Let's go over to round number 4. Whoa, stop the clock. Some late breaking weekly purchases to cram into this video, as I just went to my local Walmart this morning and found 3 figures and got a mail call from Target via the mail. What did I get? Well, I got Onslaught here. I might be regretting the decision on this one. Check out the review on the channel coming very soon. But we got Onslaught, man, bigger than I imagined it. And I already kind of had this figure, so I should have known. But that's a big, oversized card. Going to be very interesting where this is merchandised at your Target store and mine, of course. Got that through the mail today. But then went to my local Walmart. What did I find? Page Punchers DC McFarlane Toys Batman. Page Puncher DC McFarlane Toys. Lando Calrissian himself, Billy D. Williams as Two-Face, just missing a cape on there. Found that one chilling on the shelf. And last but certainly not least, Batman chilling on the shelf. So another round of Batman 89, I guess comic book edition this time, coming to the channel very soon. So make sure you subscribe to my other YouTube channel and this YouTube channel. All right, the 4th and final round. I told you this is old school, big week, but this is one of the biggest weeks with the reset. San Diego Comic-Con and all points in between. A lot of new figures released right now. We're going to dive through them all with round number 4 here. Today we go to DC McFarlane Collector's Edition. Poison Ivy. Oh yeah, Poison Ivy Regular Edition. Poison Ivy Platinum Edition. Looking very good there. How about a little Wonder Woman Regular Edition? And then Wonder Woman Platinum Edition. So we see a theme right here. How about Hawk Girl Regular? How about Hawk Girl Platinum? So completing the whole series here. Now, I found these at Target, which I found to be interesting because I think a lot of people finding these at Walmart right now. Found them at Target, and this was all they had. So they had one of each. Now, my brain tells me it's almost like the blue and black cards for the LJNs. People keep the platinum in the package. They open up the regular. Could the regular be worth more in the future? Because everybody saved their platinums. Everybody opened up the regulars. All of a sudden now the regular is worth more than the platinum. That could happen with these, especially if they're both shipped in each case. Really, they're the same rarity level at that point. I don't know. It's something to chew on, something to think about. There you go. How about Brainiac? Found him at my local Walmart this week. So found Brainiac. It's funny, is this is a classic Brainiac. I understand it, but it's not my Brainiac. The one, my Brainiac is the robot Brainiac. Maybe yours too. Who knows? Got Kid Flash back in action in a flash right there. Kid Flash through the door. We got the Black Mask, aka Andrade, maybe. Black Mask through the door this week as well. Hits keep on coming over to not just Adam, it's Black Adam. That's what we got here. Of course, not just Adam, Black Adam. The Rock rocking back over here, I guess. Maybe, kind of, sort of, not really, but fun to pretend. There you go. And then we got 2 more things this week, and it's more DC stuff from Ross, of all places. I couldn't pass up this Superman. I pretty much have this, but he has soft goods cape this go around. Wait a minute. He's got the hard good cape on this one. Did he have plastic or did he have soft goods? I'm getting all confused here. I think he has soft goods the last time around. So a little bit different there. And I really like that Superman. So I feel like I need him on multiple shelves. It's a thing. This is one from the early days of McFarlane Toys with Batman. I never picked this one up. There was kind of like a burnt version of this one, like a rusty kind of color, reddish, orangish color. I never picked that up either. I said, you know what? This Ross version is perfect to pick up. So that's what I did. And there you go. That is 4 rounds this week of the weekly purchases. Man, oh man, a busy, busy week. Gonna be a while to get through all of this stuff here. I'm going to be working all weekend, and then San Diego Comic-Con week next week, so there'll be a lot of news videos. There's going to be enough content between all the channels and social media and everything probably for the next month or two, just off of the next week or so with all this stuff right here. But it is what it is. It's a good week if you're figure hunting. Have to imagine the next couple of weeks are going to be good figure huntings as well. There's more stuff coming from Target that is brand new. And we should see some new stuff as well. Very excited about that Ninja Force 2-pack. That's been hitting targets. So there's a lot of stuff to come. Have to imagine next week's weekly purchases might be pretty big as well. So the hits keep on coming like a young Mike Nesmith once again. But there it is. The old weekly purchases. What did you pick up this week? What did you find? I'm sure a lot of you guys and you gals out there probably got some stuff from Target just like I did. Let me know in the comments down below what you picked up this week. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel. Once again, a lot of coverage this week. You don't want to miss out. Make sure you subscribe. Check out my podcast feed as well. Subscribe to the audio version if you want to hear some of the Toy News audio edition without my ugly mug in your face all the time. Check out SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast. The Kyle Peterson Show, available where podcasts are found each and every single Tuesday. Video version on YouTube as well, if you've never checked that out. And then Patreon, YouTube channel memberships, your very best way to support the channel. A one-stop shop for everything. Check it out. You can even be a free member if you want to. And I will say, make sure you check out the podcast this week. Got a little giveaway there. Check it out if you haven't already. So for another week of weekly purchases, you know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into a San Diego Comic-Con week.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
For me.